Today we're off to CEX, and I went the other day as well, and fair warning, the next 6 minutes, I'm from the future right now, the next 6 minutes are me waffling on for quite a while about very irrelevant stuff, and I realised after the fact that I'd waffled on for a little bit too long. Fair warning, if you want to skip ahead, no hard feelings, don't worry about it, but it's there if you want to see it. I just thought I'd warn you prior to getting into it. But anyway, have fun, see you later, bye-bye. It has been a while since I've had you on the kettle, innit? That's where you are right now. When my vlogs used to be longer, and I'd film more of my day like I'm doing, well, today. You were on the kettle, and I've got you on the kettle. What are we doing? We're going to CEX in a bit, and it's 2:20, so by the time I actually go to CEX, it's going to be the 3 o'clock traffic again. Cursed, whoops, mistakes. And then, but right now, I need to do my morning protein shake, because I'm trying to incorporate more of the fitnessy stuff into these videos, because I feel like there are a lot of people that could help. For example, a lot of people go, how much protein should they be eating, and how the hell are they going to actually hit that number when I tell them what it is? So typically you want to aim for about 1 gram per pound of body weight that you want to be. So for example, if you're trying to lose weight and you currently weigh 200 pounds and you want to weigh 170 pounds, you want to have about 170 grams of protein. Let me show you guys how within moments of waking up, normally, I've not actually done it yet, I'd have eaten 50 grams of protein and prepared my next 50 grams. Come on. Protein powder, very simple. I use isolates. So different kinds of protein powder. You've got isolates, you've got concentrate, and you've got clear whey. They're all just protein at the end of the day. Doesn't really matter which you pick. It's all just going to be down to your personal preference. I go with isolate because I think it makes it a little bit better. I used to really not like protein shakes because they sort of sat too heavily and I didn't like it. Now, whenever I use isolate with any almond milk, things just work better. Although I really don't think there's going to be enough in that to actually make today's shake. Oh dear. When it comes to your almond milk, I get the 99p stuff from Aldi. We really are just along for the ride today. I have to check because there's one lid that doesn't fit any of them for some reason. I don't even measure it anymore. I just go by eye. I don't even track the almond milk because it's so low calorie. There's next to no point. Hang on. Hopefully you can't see me toes. You shouldn't get them for free. There is no way there is enough powder in this bag to make 50 grams. So what I'll do is I'll do a double scoop. In fact, let's let Ruby out. She's woken up now. Come on, doggy. There's no way there's enough powder in here. Right. What are you doing, Rubes? Having fun? Barking at the neighbours and the postman all day. With people coming and going. Anyway, so I'll do a quick double scoop. Just about enough powder, actually. And normally, what I'll do is I'll drink this right now. And that's 50 grams of protein because it's a double scoop. And then I'll make another one immediately and stick it back in the fridge. I will always try and drink one, make one. So, once this is gone, I would know. Ruby, stop it! She keeps eating a bed. She's taken to eating a bed recently. We think she's coming into phantom pregnancy again because it's been about 10 weeks since the last season. And apparently if they do it once, they're quite likely to do it again. And then once she's settled down... Ruby! Once she's settled down hormonally from that, we can finally get her spayed. Right. I know that this shouldn't seem like rocket science. Somebody, when I said, how do you hit your protein? And then I go with a protein shake, is going to have gone, well, duh. But people genuinely just don't think of that. It's they don't think of why it's just convenient. So that's 50 grams of protein right there. All right, let's just quickly get that gone. Actually, hang on. Let's take my anti-spot pills. That's empty. Oh, these look different. Independent pharmacy. Alright. Dino hack. $50 grams of protein done. Now, let's set ourselves up to have our second 50 grams later. Quickly make another one. This is why you got to be using code Cayle, by the way, for cheaper protein powders. I hope you're enjoying this, by the way. Somebody will have skipped forwards, because usually 5 minutes into a video, we're most of the way to CEX. Now there is no way there's enough power. But we're just waffling today, because that's what we're doing. That is half a scoop. In fact, I'm going to not use that. I'm going to use a different flavour, otherwise this isn't going to work. Chocolate mint. For anybody wondering flavours, don't know if that's focusing. Chocolate orange is my favourite go-to. There's a box over there on the table with a fresh one in that I could have just opened up, but I've been working my way through this chocolate mint for a while. So that, see that leveledness, how perfectly levelled that is? That is about 33 grams. It always is. And you can just get it pretty precise every time. That's why I don't actually have to weigh it to figure it out. I can just eyeball it. And then what I'll do is I'll make this, stick it in the fridge, and that's my next 50 grams of protein done for tonight. And then, oh dear, people using the roundabout the wrong way and going to have accidents. It's always very funny to watch that happen. What was I saying? So yeah, do you want to wee? I'll come out with you in a sec. Let me just make this. If you make a second one in the same shaker, often it'll get stuck in the lid because it's a bit moist from the previous. Just crack it open. There we go. Right, that's that one done. Next up, something I like to do to make life just even easier still. This bit is probably a bit too far for you guys to be doing every day, but yeah, is I drink Clearway at the gym because it's like juice. So I'll make a double scoop of that now as well. If you're using Clearways, the Vimtos are fantastic. That doesn't feel like there's enough in that either. Oh, for God's sake, hang on. Put you back on the kettle. I'm running out of everything. Ruby, stop eating your bed, love. There's just about enough by the looks of things. So, fresh shaker, hundreds of them. Right, again, things that should be fairly straightforward but apparently are not. Don't mix this with milk. This is water. That'll do for now, and then I'll top it up at the gym later on. So once again, I'll go double scoop of that. Probably get it all over my shirt while I'm at it. That's that one basically empty. That'll be another 40 grams of protein, maybe 50 if I measured it wrong, which I think I did on that one. But technically, that's 150 grams of protein just through my 3 shakes today alone. And then I'll probably get another 100 grams in through actual, like, you know, food, chicken, etc. Although today, I think we're having a Pepe's. So, there's still chicken in it, but... yeah, so on the average day, I probably get about 220 grams of protein in, 100 of which from my whey powders, and then 100 of which through meat, which is usually just chicken, beef, salmon. There's no mystery here. People also say, how are you supposed to drink Clearway when it fizzes up? It's going to fizz up. It's expected outcomes. Ruby, stop it! Stop it! Right, that's that ready for tonight as well. For at the gym, where I do my 4th push day in 8 days. Alright, rambling subsided. Let's head off into town now, shall we? Let's go. And it is 5 minutes to 3, of course. A realisation has been made. It's 3 o'clock, we're at the end of July, there's a lot of kids around, there's a lot of people around, and no one in school uniform. Kids have finished for the year, haven't they? They've finished school. Isn't it weird how when you're a kid, that 6-week holiday is like probably the most important time of each year to you? Like it's the thing you look forward to the most, or it was for me. I never even saw it as days off from school. I saw it as nights that I didn't have to go to sleep. I always used to just track things like that. I've always been nocturnal ever since I was a kid. And, I haven't seen him in a while. That's interesting. And yeah, now it just comes around and I'd have no idea if I wasn't paying more attention. Like I know one person who's a teacher and I know that she's mentioned that they're about to break up. So like I'm putting 2 and 2 and 2 together to get 6 here. But this is way busier. It's weird that the car park is way busier because it's like the kids are finished from school. So why there are more adults around? How does that work? I wonder if CEX is going to be busier over the next couple of months. I would imagine it probably will be. Let's walk across and find out. So I thought that all of the Pokemon stuff had finally been sold, because if you guys have been paying attention, Stafford CEX has had crazy amounts of expensive Pokemon stuff for a while, between Pokemon Black and Black 2 and Heart Gold, Soul Silver, Sapphire and Ruby and Pearl, and they had loads. It turns out it's not actually been sold. They've just put it behind the counter higher up. I don't know why they did that. They don't typically do that. It's interesting looking at the way different CEXs do things. For example, Stafford CEX, behind the counter, is typically reserved for 4K steelbooks, because apparently there's this one fella who for some reason has 1,000,001 4K steelbooks, and he just brings them in every so often and trades them all in bulk. Like, it's just one guy that's... If you've ever been in CEX Stafford, look behind the shelf and look how many 4K steelbooks there are. Apparently they're pretty much all from just one man, and I don't know how he just has an infinite supply of them, but I don't know, maybe some sort of industry insider or an industry plant or something, I don't know, but they're all pretty much from him. Whereas other CEXs tend to keep their like collector's editions back there, whereas Stafford CEX keeps their collector's editions in the window out the front, like that God of War one that I've shown a few times, or the Batman one, or the Bioshock one. Other CEXs, there are a few CEXs like Canuck, for example, that I know tend to keep their Pokemon stuff behind the counter the way that Stafford is at the minute. So like the last time I went to Canuck, it has been a few months now, but the last time I went to Canuck, they had, I think, Pokemon Platinum behind there, and I think that is like a £100 game. Also, now that the kids have finished school, as of the recording of this video, you guys can't tell because I always do my absolute best to never get anyone in these footages. It's why I voice them over as well, rather than just like talking live while I'm in there. But CEX was relatively busy. I know that you can't quite see there, but over the course of my time in CEX today, it took me longer than usual to get these clips, because I had to wait for people to move around or wait for people to leave and stuff like that. And weirdly, right, they've been playing around with their volume of their sound recently. I quite like it in CEX when the music is really loud. It makes it easier for me to make my videos, because it's easier, for example, when I'm doing my TikToks, because in my TikToks, I do talk directly to the camera inside of CEX. And it's a little bit more awkward talking to the camera inside of a CEX when it's easier to hear you. And when the music is loud, people tend to not be able to. And people often overestimate how much people are actually looking around anyway. People really overestimate how much people care. Like, think about it, right? If you walk through the middle of a town centre or a park or whatever, how often do you actually listen to what other people are actually saying? It's mostly just noise, isn't it? So, like, people don't care. Like, people on TikTok ask me, how can I stand in a CEX and make the videos that I make? And I'm like, because A, I don't care, and B, they don't care, and C, even if they did care, I don't care. So it's like, you know, it's one of them. Making these videos is my job, especially the TikTok stuff. And yeah, I need to start putting the TikToks as YouTube Shorts now that Shorts are allowed to be over a minute long. It could create some new growth on the account, perhaps. Maybe I'll do that. Especially being as I post like every 3 days at the minute. Maybe on the off days I'll put the Shorts up. Could be a move. Well, looks like I made it back to the car on some good timing, because it has just started raining literally the second I opened the door. It's only 3:45. I've got ages yet. Let's get the air conditioning on and sit in the car for no reason.
Now can become a good...
No. I bought a game that has a sequel to something... Well, it is a sequel to a game... It's another movie game on PS2. I played the original one when I was a kid, and I've got it somewhere, I'm certain. It might have been one of the, like... When I used to have way less space, because a few months ago I made way more space, there were certain PS2 games that I had to pull out to make room for more important stuff. And I think the first game in this franchise was one I pulled out. So I don't know where that is. I'll have to have a look around for it, because this is the sequel to that. And I didn't know it got a sequel video game. I know it got a sequel film, you'll see. There's a couple of those, actually. There was a Madagascar 2 the other day that I wished I'd have picked up, because I played Madagascar 1 as a kid, and I actually beat that game like 4 months ago when I was actually playing games. At this point, it has been over 2 months since I've actually even picked up a controller. Fun fact, I've just not played anything in ages. It's been a wild ride. But yeah, let's sit here and sit on my phone for 10 minutes and then go home. Right, Ruby, are you ready to see what we got today? Or are you more interested in that chicken foot that you've really eaten very strangely? Why have you done that to it? You've eaten that really weirdly. You don't seem as bothered today. Usually you want to get investigating and figuring out what there is. Ruby. Nom noms. Yeah. See, I'm helpful. Hold it for you. Look at them gnashes. This dog's got whiter teeth than most people. Right, okay. Let me show you what we got, being as Ruby doesn't want to inspect herself today, apparently. So, on the PlayStation 2, in a very, very nice case, we got The Mummy, The Tomb of the Dragon Emperor. I remember playing one of the games of The Mummy when I was younger. And like I said, I've got it somewhere. I actually thought for a second he didn't give me the disc because I didn't watch him get it, and it seemed strange. But he did. It's happened before. It's infrequent, but sometimes they do just forget to give you the discs. You'd think it'd be like the main thing they need to do, but it happens sometimes. Weird cover art, in fact, because it almost bends round. Maybe it's not all the way. Yeah, it's not all the way up there. I could probably fix that before I put it on the shelf. I am due to put some stuff on the shelf. It has been a while now. A lot of the games that I've been buying for the last month. Granted, I've not really been buying a lot for the last month. They've just sort of been mounting up on the floor. But we'll get that sorted, maybe over the weekend. How you doing, Ribster? You've really wrecked that, you know. You don't normally eat it like that. It's very strange. Look at you. How many chickens have died between me and you, Rubes? Between me and you, well, to be fair, I've existed for a lot longer than you, so probably a lot more chickens for me. But between the two of us, a lot of chickens have died for our growth. Anyway, what's the plan now? Going to have a Pepe's, so rip some chickens. Then I'm going to the gym. The sun's just gone away. It's going to start raining again. And then I'm going to go and do my usual walk. So, yeah.